How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. I'm sorry if it's a little bit echoey. I'm sorry if there's some background noise. As you can see, I'm actually here at the beach in Portland, or outside of Portland in Oregon. So I want to bring you this update video just talking about what's happening in the market and something that I think is really important to keep in mind, because so many people are going to get this wrong. The next move they're going to totally misunderstand, and I'll explain that. If you don't mind hitting the like button and subscribe button, I really appreciate that. I also want to thank Margex, but we'll talk more about that later. So Bitcoin almost reclaimed 25,000 yesterday. We had Ethereum popping over 2,000. As you can see, we're back into this. It's technically fear, but it's under neutral as well, and we've been there for a few days now. So people are starting to get almost greedy. People are feeling FOMO because from the bottom, remember, we were under 18,000. So Bitcoin's returned 30-40% from the bottom now, and a lot of people are feeling like they're going to miss the bus. You can see liquidations are coming in too, with $146 million ETH liquidations, 84 million Bitcoin, and we'll again talk about Margex. If you want to go long or short on crypto, you can on Margex, but so many people getting wrecked over the last few days, mostly on the short side though, which is a positive thing. Typically we have been seeing a lot of longs being wrecked as we fall down, but a lot of shorts being wrecked specifically now with $134 million coming in. Now, we still have some important levels to reclaim here on Bitcoin's chart. What a lot of people are looking for specifically is that $28,000 to $29,000 range, and we've been there a couple months ago. This is where the majority of our support was over the last year and a half. You can see we dipped down to about 25,000, but then popped right back above it, held support around 27,000, 28,000. If you remember the summer lows of last year, we came down to about 28,000, 29,000. So a lot of people think we're going to race back up there. A lot of people are going to short at 29,000, 28,000. Then we're going to bust through that up to about 33, 34, and then fall back down drastically. A lot of people think we're going to fall back down past our old lows. Now, with that in mind, we still have Ethereum racing up. It popped over 2,000 yesterday. Now it's come back down just below 2,000, just taking a little bit of a breather after going up over 100% from the low. Everyone obviously is getting ready for the merge. Everyone thinks that we're going to go up into the races, and you can see that the Bitcoin dominance continues to fall on this Ethereum narrative. A lot of people think we're going to either flip and Ethereum's going to outpace Bitcoin in this next bull run, or they think that Ethereum's just going to really pull the market out of this bear market. You can see a lot of other altcoins also going up over the last 24 hours, with Cardano up 4%. We have Solana up 7%. It was up to $48 before. We had Polygon still over $1 now. So this is one of my favorite altcoins, up 10.2%. Not a bad day overall. But with all this good news, a lot of people are worried. So many people are worried that they're going to get trapped. People are going to FOMO in. As you can see, Alex Becker, one of the biggest names in crypto, says the hardest part of crypto isn't making big gains, it's keeping them. 99% of people made big gains in the bull market. By the polls, only 86% of the people, only 14% of the people actually took profits. 86% of the people lost it. Taking any large profit makes you elite in crypto. Most people will never take a profit, and 85% plus will not keep gains. And Ben Armstrong is talking about how in the past we've seen several bear market rallies. Saying the bear market is over right now at this point is silly. No one knows for sure. And you can see there are a lot of different people that are trying to get their point across. A lot of people are talking about taking profits. Some of these people were even calling for us to fall down even more. We had a lot of crypto influencers that said that we were going to fall down to 10, 12,000, 14,000. Some people were saying that they weren't going to buy until 5,000 or 1,000. Obviously, there was so much that got liquidated out of the system, so much crap that got flushed out, so many people using too much leverage, and that largely has gone away. The problem is, though, we haven't gone through a time like this where we have the Fed starting to possibly turn a little bit more dovish We haven't had it where BlackRock started to offer this to their institutional clients and Fidelity offer it in retirement accounts. We haven't had an Ethereum merger before, so that's the problem that we're facing right now. Too many people just don't know which way to go because markets are rallying, stocks are rallying. It looks like a lot of the fear is behind us, a lot of the leverage is behind us, but that doesn't mean we can't fall back down. And there's one big thing that people need to look out for right now, and I can see so many people already starting to do it. Now, I do want to thank Margex before we go any further, but then I'll talk to you about what people are doing that's so bad, and then we'll talk about how to get around that. Personally, I am more of a fundamental analysis investor. I'm more of a buy and hold investor. I'm not as much of a TA person, but a lot of people get frustrated in this kind of market because we've been going down basically for 9 months. We just bounced off the bottom, and a lot of people want to be able to make money in a market that's going down, which is where you can use Margex to long and short the market. And they also have something called an MP shield, which helps prevent you from unfair price liquidations, right when the price hits the exact amount that it would have to hit to liquidate you. That happens actually a good amount, and it helps prevent unfair liquidations in that way and price manipulation. So Margex allows crypto investors to get access to worldwide crypto markets. Margex has also been nominated by finance magnates for the most user-friendly platform, so even if you're a new trader, it is a great place to start. Now, every investor on Margex can use leverage, so you are able to stretch the power of your dollars. Now, keep in mind that does come with a lot more risk. If you're not an advanced trader, I wouldn't probably do this, but the fact is you can still deposit small amounts, as small as $10, and trade with as little as $1. Margex users can pick between cross margin and isolated margin for each trade. Cross margin shares the trader's available balance among all open leverage positions that use cross margin. To open a trade using cross margin, simply head over to the order submission menu and click on the leverage method used either using the pen or by scrolling all the way to the left using the slider. In addition, you'll never find any hidden commissions on Margex, and all deal indicators are on screen and available in real time. Additionally, you'll be able to buy a ton of different cryptocurrencies from Bitcoin to Ethereum, XRP, Litecoin, EOS, ADA, Solana, UNA, USD, and you can all deposit this onto the platform to fund your account. Now, I do have a 15% deposit bonus link underneath the video. This is allowed to let you use towards trading fees, so definitely check out the link underneath the video. All you have to do is make a deposit of $300 plus, enter the promo code of FRIEND15, get the bonus of 15% on your deposit, and then start trading without paying for trading fees. Now, to apply that promo code, you actually have to go into your wallet, use promo code, and then type in FRIEND15 and then confirm, and then you're all set. So check out that link, and thank you to Margex for sponsoring this part of the video. So the number one worst thing that someone can do right now is FOMO into the market. The thing is, if you are all into the market or you're all out of the market, you're all into the market, maybe you're just thinking super long term. You're saying, I don't care if Bitcoin goes to $5,000. The fact is, I know it will probably 5 to 10x over the next couple of years. I'm just going to take that. I don't know if it's going to go up and I won't be able to buy at this price again. If you're all out of the market, though, you're saying that you're willing to play the short-term game and possibly miss out on the gains of 5 to 10x. Unless you're saying, okay, at some point, if we hit 40,000, there's something that's fundamentally changed in the market, and I'll just buy then. And instead of a 5 to 10x gain, I'll get a 2.5 to a 5x gain. But I think there's more probability that we'll fall. So some people are saying that. The problem is, though, so many people are just watching crypto Twitter, or they're listening to influencers saying, hey, we're going to fall down to this level, we're going to go up to this level, we're pumping, we're falling, whatever it is. And the problem is, by the time that you see it, it's not going to work out that way anymore. Because if you see something, right, you see some new indicator, some new technical level that we have to hit, the fact is people will be directly using that as exit liquidity, or they're going to use it so they can buy. So the fact is, if you see it, again, someone's going to use you. They're going to use what you're seeing against you. So that's why I don't try to play the numbers game too much, unless we just fall down to a level that's just so attractive that I just want to put extra money in. I'm really just dollar cost averaging. If you're dollar cost averaging, you're taking a calculated bet. If you're FOMOing, I don't know if that's a calculated bet, because you weren't FOMOing when we had good prices. You're FOMOing now that we've gone up. Some altcoins 200, 300%. Bitcoin's still like 30, 40%. Ethereum over 100%. So you're FOMOing based on the fact that you think we're going bull market again, which in the past hasn't been the case. If you bought recently, though, if you bought at the lows, or if you're just dollar cost averaging, you're saying that you think over the long term that we're going to appreciate, and that's why you're buying. Not because you think you timed it perfectly necessarily, but because you realize the long-term potential. You can see if you had invested $100 a week, just say for 2 years in Bitcoin, you would have invested $10,500, you would have $14,000. So you would have a 35% gain. And this is over one of the most turbulent times in crypto, right? You have had even more than that a couple months ago at the peak, but you keep on dollar cost averaging and it evens out. If you had done this for 3 years, you would have much more money. And you can go back further and further. You can get better and better gains. The only period that doesn't have a gain right now is, I believe, 1 year. If you had gone back 1 year, you would be down 9%. Even if you went 6 months, if you had been able to start buying 6 months ago, over this time period, you would have still eked out a slight gain. So I'm not saying that we're necessarily going to do what we did in the past, but the fact is, if you dollar cost average, right, you should come out ahead. So that's kind of what I'm doing, right? I'm just going to dollar cost average, keep on buying, keep on accumulating. I realize that eventually I'm probably going to sell. Even if I just take some profits, the fact is sometimes there's just enough on the table that even if you miss out on some upside, the fact is you can lock in a better lifestyle for yourself. You can lock in some profits, and that makes sense, I think, when the numbers are big enough. But right now, I'm happy to keep on dollar cost averaging. We can play this not just with Bitcoin right here, we can also play it with Ethereum. If you have been buying $100 a week and you had started buying 5 years ago, the fact is you would have been down. You have been down 3 years into it. You can see people will have thought you were crazy because you had a negative 45% ROI. You had bought before the peak back in 2017, I believe. Then you would have a 250% gain. You didn't take any profits, let's say. You keep on going, all the way down to a negative 45%. Back here, I think it was even lower, negative 51% somewhere in here. But eventually, it turns. And you go all the way up to a 1,500% ROI. Even if you didn't take profits then, you would still be up about 411%, so you have 5 extra money. That's just with $100. I realize that's going 5 years back in the past, but the fact is, again, if you just dollar cost average into quality projects, not just crap coins, but just even the large market caps, right? If you dollar cost average into those, the fact is you'll probably come out ahead in the long term. Now, it could always be wrong, but again, just something to consider when we're at this time that's so turbulent and so many people are nervous, so many people are losing sleep, so many people are losing sleep either because they think they might lose money or that they're losing out on money or that they should take profits or they shouldn't. Fact is, I don't think now is necessarily a time where it really matters all that much. If you're dollar cost averaging, I think that's a pretty low risk time to, or a pretty low risk way of approaching this market. Because if we go up to 30,000, then we go back down to 20,000, sure, you could have timed some of it better, but you didn't miss out on massive profits like if we went up to 100,000 or something like that, and you just didn't take money off the table. Now, I do want to hit on one thing that is not in the cryptocurrency market, and that's Tesla stock. They just announced something. Well, actually, it just came out. I'm not sure if they actually announced it, but they are not selling their Model 3 long range anymore, which is really interesting. It's obviously a very popular car, but the fact is they've had so much demand, and right now there is this Inflation Reduction bill that's going to give people more money to buy electric vehicles. So the fact is most people are going to buy Teslas. Those are the best option, I think, for most EV users. I have a Tesla right now too. I just bought a few months ago. It's fantastic. I'm driving a different car right now on vacation because obviously I need to rent a car across the country. And the fact is it's so different. It was really hard to get back used to a normal, like a hybrid car or normal gas-powered car. After driving this Tesla, it's such a better vehicle. But the fact is they just can't supply everyone with the demand, or there's just too much demand right now. They can't supply that. And the fact is they're just taking this off completely because they're going to get higher margins on their performance. And the fact is that they're going to get so much money from this EV tax credit because they're going to have to raise their prices, in my mind, because they already have such great demand. They're already stopping some people from being able to get different models. And it's not like they offer 80 different cars or 30 different cars like a lot of these other car manufacturers. So the fact is they're on a different level right now with demand, and they're already moving up before this act goes through. I think most people have started to price this in, but this is just another car company or another company that's growing so quickly. I think a lot of people can't value it yet and haven't quite come to terms with how quickly they're growing, their margins, the parts of their business that are a little bit more out there. The fact is I still feel really strongly about Tesla stock, and this is one of my top assets right along with Bitcoin. I'm not sure which one's first and which one's second, but these are my two top holdings, Tesla and Bitcoin. And I would definitely pay more attention to Tesla if you haven't already. If you can buy on some kind of fear, I think it makes sense. At a forward PE ratio of 72 and they're growing 50% revenue a year, fact is, a lot of people think this is expensive, but 3-4 years down the line, it's starting to look cheap. Now let me know your thoughts about all this underneath the video. Thank you so much for watching this. I really do appreciate it. What do you think about this crypto market rally? Do you think it's going to stay here? Do you think it's going to go? Let me know in the comments section below. Also check out Margex, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.